if you're watching, of course, on Joy News TV, visuals from the police headquarters where the IGP is about to speak. We'll be crossing over as soon as they begin talking, and then we'll bring you what's happening there. But once, I mean, you've heard the trend analysis that Evans has done. Right, let's go over to the police headquarters right this moment. What's happening there?
For your prompt response at this short notice, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police,
we are giving you some.
Okay.
it's not live.
Is anybody going live? That's TV.
Okay, so this is our continuous coverage. This is your election headquarters where we bring you all the updates and all the in-depth analysis that will help you make sense of all that's happening. Where right now we're at the police headquarters where the IGP is about to speak. The PRO for the police service is asking whether or not they're doing live. Basically, they're getting all set to bring us whatever information it is that they want us to have. Let me just quickly remind you, though, that the election results update is brought to you by Magdan Shipping, your total logistics provider, NIIT, Enroll for quality computer education in Ghana. The official insurance partners for the 2016 election headquarters is Phoenix Insurance and Phoenix Life Assurance. We are, of course, refreshed. We do need food to survive, don't we? By Papa's Pizza. Taste it, love it. Carwell Coffee, smile, and do have a sunshine day. I told you how you can get interactive with us. Why don't you join us on our Facebook platform or on our various social media platforms. On Facebook, it is facebook.com/Joy News on TV or facebook.com/Joy 99.7 FM. And we will also be getting ready to go over to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's NEMA residence. But you can watch us also on our official MyJoy Online app on Android. All you have to do is go to Google Play, search for MyJoy Online, download, and there you are, listening to us, following all the important updates that we've been waiting 2 days for. Well, we'll go over to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's house when they're ready for whatever speech there is for us to hear. We also know at this moment that the IGP is about to speak at the police headquarters. We don't know what information is coming through there. We don't know what's happening from there at the moment. We do know that they're setting up and getting ready to talk to us. Obviously, we're all anxious, but let's come into the studio, shall we? Try to, make sense of what's happening, get some analysis, get some background to this, and then whilst we wait for those fees from Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's NEMA residence as well as the police headquarters. You've seen what Evans, has gone through, and you've seen the figures. Figures don't lie, do they?
No,
you don't. See. Are you worried?
No, I'm not worried.
You're not worried?
I'm not worried.
Oh, really? That your party is losing seats that you've held on to for what? How many years?
These are seats that we won. Some of the Upper West. I'm a little bit Upper West. I'm a bit surprised that we lost 5 seats because we had taken all the seats in Upper West.
Exactly.
Now,
so we're looking at Sisala. Right.
Yes, Nandom, Sisala, the two Sisala East, Sisala West. Laura, I'm not too surprised because Laura has about 3 zones. Laura town itself, we have somewhere we call Ermo. Ermo, Tanzu, and Ermo. That is where Beat comes from, is one zone. We have Tampia, where the independent, the MP, also comes from, going to Babili and the rest. Now, you would see that because of the misunderstanding between the MP and Beat, which I think we were not able to handle very well, allow Cabo to go through. Because Cabo comes from the palace.
Okay.
Laura town itself is a stronghold of MPP. But the surrounding villages, Ermo, Dowini, Babili, and the rest, they are the stronghold of the NDC. So I think they took advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. Let's just go to the police headquarters quickly.
The
They're ready now.
conducted. Indeed, with the exception of few incidents, which were easily and amicably resolved among the stakeholders, the election was conducted in an utmost secured and peaceful atmosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, there, however, seems to be some rising tension in the aftermath of the counting of the ballots. The two major political parties, NDC and NPP, have been holding series of press conferences to state their respective positions on the likely outcome of the polls. This unfortunate situation seems to be creating an unfortunate anticlimax to the otherwise near-perfect electoral process. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana Police Service and its sister security agencies are calling on the general public, political parties, and party sympathizers to exercise maximum restraint as the Electoral Commission goes through the process in accordance with the laid down electoral rules and procedures to its logical conclusion. We wish to assure the political parties and other stakeholders to the election that the police are committed to providing protection and security for all Ghanaians. The police will do everything within our power to discharge our mandate to our countrymen and women. To this end, the public is entreated to desist from any action that has the potential of jeopardizing the peace that the country is enjoying. Let us remember to put our country first and resort to due process and non-violent means in addressing the public of its continuous fairness and impartiality in enforcing the law. In this respect, the police will not countenance any breach of the peace, as offenders will be made to face the law. Meanwhile, the police and their sister security agencies will work to assure the general public that they will do everything within their power to protect lives and property at all times. We are closely monitoring the situation to ensure that it does not de-escalate. We call on you, as media outlets, to use your outfit judiciously and with utmost circumspection in order not to inflame passion and incite the public. We are in this together. We owe it a duty to the people and posterity to help keep our nation together. Thank you very much. Let me give you our numbers that you can call us in case of any emergency. You can get us on 0299 206 167, 0299 206 167, and 0299 206 168. Again, 0299 206 168, or our WhatsApp number 05 416 131 62. Again, 05 416 131 62. The public may also follow us on Twitter or visit our Facebook page at Ghana Police Service. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I guess since it's a press briefing, we shall open the floor for a couple of questions. So if anybody has a question related to what we have just read and it's related to the election, let the person come up with a question. As usual, you mention your name briefly, and then your question must be as succinct as possible. Thank you very much. Who is coming first? Okay.
Yes, sir.
7 FM. This is your election headquarters, and we are just at the police headquarters where the police has been addressing some media personnel. They talk about how unfortunate the situation, and they're talking in this case about the press conference and counter press conference by the two major political parties. I'm talking about the NDC and the NPP. And if you have followed the discussion so far, they have been organizing press conferences after press conferences, allegation after allegation, daring one another here and there. And so they're talking about that and saying that it is creating an unfortunate anticlimax to what they would describe as a very smooth process, smooth electoral process, I must say. They're calling for restraint. Of course, they're going ahead to assure the political parties of their commitment to security, of course, security of the state, to security to individuals who live in there. But then they're also warning that they will not countenance any breach of peace, obviously, and they're calling on the media to be circumspect. They've put out some numbers out there, numbers that you could reach the police on, I believe, to address any issues of security concerns. So I'm going to go over the number. Okay, they're taking questions now, and so we can go quickly to...
No, I'm not the only person here to tell you that we all know what is causing the rising tension. They believe that maybe the EC has to come early with the outcome of the elections. And I think the EC, they are also talking to members of the public to know why they are not coming out yet. And so I think what is left is that the anxiety, people want to hear something quickly, and of which the Electoral Commission is also explaining why they are waiting to come out with the outcome. And so for that one, we leave it to the Electoral Commission to decide. But I think it is the anxiety, the anxious, everybody expecting to get the outcome of the result, I think is the major cause of this problem. And I think others have come on air, the Peace Council has spoken. They are entreating all to remain calm, and also appealing to the Electoral Commission to expedite action. So I think that is what is the state that we have. As to whether the police have come up to do something to reduce this tension, I think it's part of our plan to invite. But we are all, like we are saying, it's like we are all monitoring the birth of a child. And if this child will come quickly, very early for all of us, or at the expected time, I think maybe the police coming in to do anything. We all saw how the election went on so peacefully, very successfully, very smooth. The first time in this our country that we have witnessed such a very peaceful, very quiet atmosphere during the voting process. And then we are all expecting that the outcome will also come, so that the totality of everything that happened will be a credit to Mother Ghana. So we are just hoping, and then we are also monitoring, and I think it will not be long when we can also call in, at least if situations are getting to a level that we have to intervene. Thank you.
That is COP Christian Tete Yohana, who is Director General in charge of operations with the Ghana Police Service. They're talking about the situation at the moment. I believe this is more like a security briefing to the media. The number that he put through, which I'm going to relay just in case you never know when you need it, is 0299 206167. Again, it's 0299 206167 or 0299 206168. That is 0299 206168. That is the number that the Ghana Police Service has just put across for you to reach them on in case of any security concerns, I believe. Now, we're going to come back to the studio and have a discussion about the trend that we're seeing. And of course, we're expecting more of the results to trickle in. At the moment, moment, we are talking about 140 constituencies so far out of 275 constituencies. Evans Mensah is standing by to bring us up to speed, about all of those analysis, so we see how it's going. I don't know how ready you are, Evans. Are you? Otherwise, we're going to touch on what you have done briefly and come back to you. Are you ready?
Give us a sense of how whatever we were saying feeds into the national picture, and so we can have a conversation on this going forward. So, as you mentioned there, so far we have